Hi everybody, it's Kurt Johansson back again and continuing with video 3 in the series 7 killer tips to get your emails read. Today we're going to go through killer tips 4 to 7. If you haven't got my book yet, go to www.kurtjohansson.com and download it there for free. Okay, let's recap what we've done so far. Killer tip 1 was about the secret to creating credibility and why it's a must to use an email address people will trust and recognise. Use the same name every time that you send out emails, especially when we talk about marketing emails. People will recognise when it comes in it's from you and look forward to what you're sending. It just gives them a sense of continuity. Killer tip 2 was about revealing the closely guarded secret used by experts that's guaranteed to get all your emails open. Make sure in your subject line you create curiosity, personalise it with the person's name as well. Killer tip 3, that was about how to write attention-grabbing headlines which will explode off the screen. Excite the people. Try to look for maybe some images in the emails. It does create a little bit more substantiation. Okay, let's get on with killer tip number 4. This is what I call discover million-dollar techniques that cause the reader to take action, or the email content. Now, when you send out email marketing campaigns, it's all about the content. It's what the people are going to say. Or is it? Well, in actual fact, it's going to depend on the message and who's receiving it. When you send out an email campaign, not everybody on your list is going to look forward to receiving it, or actually it may not even, let's say, resonate with everybody. You know, this happens. Lists are of many sizes, so we're really not sure, but stay with it. Make sure you can segment your list as much as possible and send out meaningful offers and information to the people. Try to segment by age or product, or you have a look at your list and see what you can do. But you shouldn't be sending all emails to everybody. Match the message to the right person. And also, one email equals one main message. Okay, should we send out long emails? Well, of course, that's the way you can do it, because emails cannot be too long. They can only be too boring. So make sure you learn some copywriting skills. We talk about emotional direct response advertising. We'll help you with some of that soon. But yeah, you got to get your copywriting right. If you decide that you want to only send out short emails, well, they're also becoming popular. Short emails basically are trying to get somebody to click on a link to see a video page, to see a video, maybe to take you to a sales page. Now, Frank Kern is a big one out of the States who sends a lot of short emails. Frank doesn't even worry about grammar sometimes. It's just, here it is. If you're interested, have a look, click on the link. He doesn't try to hide it either. So you got that long tail link in what Frank does. And he'd only be doing that because it's working and successful for him. What we're about to look at now is killer tip number 5. How to sneak under the spam filter's radar. Invisible stealth tactics used by gurus to get past the toughest security fence. Or we'll talk about how to send your email. Now, it's very important when we look at killer tip number 5 is that we understand about when and how emails should be sent. It is important to understand also that emails are an intrusion on someone's life, and they're going to be filtered. They're going to be filtered by themselves or by some company filtering device. So you need to know which words to modify or avoid. Use a reputable email sending program when you do this, and check to make sure that you've got the words right. I've given you on the next slide a few words that you should look to change or to modify. These are exciting, interview, opportunity, discover, overseas, free. These words are often used in email campaigns, and what I've found is that rather than eliminating these ones, I can modify them by putting in an asterisk. As you can see, exciting can be put in with a star after the X. Interview, I like to put in a hyphen. Opportunity has a star, and so forth. I still like the word free, so I like to use it. It can be with a star, or you can put a full stop after the R. It tells the filter that it's not a real word. They don't pick up the free. Okay, emails also get sent in two formats. One format is HTML, specifically relating to images get seen by the reader. The other way is by text. People often are only able to read one, If they're text, they can't receive email. I send in both formats so I don't miss out on anybody. Alright, killer tip number 6. Magical words that will get your prospects to behave like a puppet on a string. Or a call to action and effective PSs. It's very important that we look and let that we get the PSs right and a call to action or email marketing. Call to actions are vital, absolutely vital. You have to let the people know what to do next. This is where they're waiting for you to tell them, okay, I've got the point, what do you want me to do? Try to get away from just a generic click here, but have a look at some buttons that you can probably put there and put the link underneath. There's a couple I use. Email PSs are also important. We know by any direct mail campaign, and this has been well researched, that at least 76% of all people read PSs. So make sure that you include them. You could have 2 or 3 PSs, and often I like to put in a special offer in a PS just to test the effectiveness of the offer. I think this is a way that we can see that people actually like the offer. If they like you, they're reading the email, then it can come down to the offer. Here's a couple of PSs I've included for you to have a look at. PS, this is one I used rather successfully. The best tip was not placed in my book. It is too valuable to just give away. PPS, sign up and obtain your free copy. Send me a testimony and rush it. I'll rush it to your most valuable tip imaginable. And then it's also one by another chap called Don, and Don there used a couple of PSs. Okay, killer tip number 7. Unleash the full power of your email campaign by knowing when to send out your emails to best effect, or when to send emails. Emails should be sent at particular times of the day. There is a strategy to be consistent, send them on the daytime, at the same time and the same day. It may work for you. You'll need to test to see if that's actually occurring with your list. Email marketing does need to be consistent, and what I talk about consistency is continually send out messages to your list. I like to send out minimum fortnightly. In actual fact, I send out weekly, sometimes daily, 2 or 3 times a week. Let the person decide if they don't want to stay on. There are days which are better, and don't discount sending them out when you're ready. Make sure you record your results from all emails. There's open rates, click-through rates, there's forward-to-a-friend rates you can have. And what you can also do in your email is work out what works best for your list, because if you can't measure it, you just can't improve it. So make sure you can keep those stats. Okay, that's the tips 4 to 7, and what I'm going to do now in the next video, I'll send you out some 12 bonus killer tips. 12 missile marketing must-dos and how to get an unfair advantage over your competitors by hitting the target with these nuclear warhead tips. So keep a lookout for the next killer tips video, where I'll reveal another 12 bonus tips for you.